A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there on planet Earth on the ascension journey. This is the part 4 of the channeling session Divine Masculine Quits Addictions as Union Gets Closer. In the previous 3 parts, you got to know about the food humans give to their body via the gut and what type of impact it has in the twin flame union journey or the ascension journey, I would say. The intention of this channeling is to provide you with uplifting information so that you can be responsible and independent and learn to take responsibility to face whatever surfaces up while you're healing your wounds during the ascension journey with the aim to receive union and balance between divine masculine and feminine energy within you. This is a journey of faith. This is a journey of learning true union with Source. Healing your traumas fully, healing your inner child, healing the wounded parts of the inner child with faith and one love. In the upcoming parts, I will speak about living a natural lifestyle which has the nurturing and coordination with nature. Living in the middle path, not living in extremes. And food is very important part of that. Along with this, we will together learn more about mental diet. If you remember, I spoke about 2 types of diet. One is the physical food, the diet we eat, and the other is mental diet. This is the food that we give to our minds. Now, this is connected to addictions in a big way because these addictions lead to separation between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So, obviously, the addictions have to be removed first and foremost. Now, when a person lacks true love and nurturing and they have been wounded by false love and narcissistic family bonds, they start believing that they will never get true love and they have to manage with karmic relationships, or they would have to keep dealing with emotional abuse and in some cases physical abuse and manipulative partners. If you are in a relationship and you are getting physically abused and it has happened more than once, then that is not your twin flame. I will say that again. It's a false twin. Because yes, there are some physical instances that can happen. Like, you're just poking fun at each other. You're just playing around with each other, or you get hurt accidentally. That is not physical abuse. But if your partner beats you up, thrashes you up, slaps you, hits you in the face, pushes you on the floor, or pushes you really badly and has no sympathy, no regard, does not feel apologetic about it, does not work on it. Like, all of these things are a part of physical abuse, and emotional abuse will always be present in physical abuse. But if you are in a twin flame journey and you feel that you are being emotionally getting abused, then at one point you also have to figure out why this emotional abuse is being happening to you. When your runner runs away, they are not doing physical or emotional abuse to you. Remember that. What they are actually doing is that they're trying to block you from coming closer to them. And that they do because there are addictive patterns in both sides. Some part of addictions are mental addictions, and some part of addictions are food and consumption related addictions. The advanced souls, or those on ascension journey, and there are star seeds also, they become needy and dependent, and they keep attracting wrong partners till they encounter or they reach the soul awakening, which means the part of the soul that was sleeping gets awakened. And the Kundalini gets ready, but there is work to be done. Kundalini rising. Now, despite knowing about true love, now obviously after this awakening starts, they know about true love. They have reached that part, and that point is also very important. If you look back in your journey, if you look back in your ascension journey, you can very easily remember and go back to that time, the day when you said that no more false love, no more fake love. I want the real deal. I want true love. Yes, that was the part where you got awakened for the first time. You obviously had the awakening when you were a child, but that part of your inner child or inner self or inner divine masculine feminine, your soul, that was put to sleep, that was put to separation. It had to separate from you because there was way too much abuse and trauma, and because of the mental blocks and because of the beliefs, they had to be gone, they had to go away, they had to go to sleep. And with your inner work and with the experiences and with the pain, with the suffering, you have awakened that sleeping soul, that sleeping part of you. Now, once it gets awakened, it will not stop. But it might take time for some people, it might take less time for some people. That is a different factor altogether. That also depends a lot on how much you are urging to do your inner work. So, despite knowing about the true love, there is intense push and pull, which is called the runner chaser dynamic. And this is happening because the chakras are blocked. They need to be opened up and they need to be unblocked. Due to the trauma and abuse and many false beliefs that have been formed in a person and also stayed strong for many years, they kept doing the work, the false beliefs. So, they got carried forward from the past life also, some of them, and some of them are here in the current life also, but they have a connection with the past lives. Also, the soul, in some cases, knowingly choose such difficult life templates because they have volunteered to come on the earth mission of spreading one love. These volunteers were not generally supposed to go through all this pain. They are like ascended souls already, they are masters in their area, in their field of work, but because they do not want to use or work from the outside the earth, they want to be a part of this earth procedure. So they choose, they get incarnated or reincarnated on planet earth in very difficult lifestyles, very difficult templates, wherein they are told to shut down their divine side, their powerful side. They have to close the gifts. They're being told again and again by the people who raise them that your gifts, you should not show it to anyone. Oh, they are such a big problem, they are such a big this, that. If you talk to them about dreams, or you talk to them about ascension, you talk to them about soul journey, about all the mystical and esoteric experiences you have, they will purposely and knowingly try to shut you down because they are not in their own control. They are in the control and they are the slaves of the evil entities. Some of these people you will see, they go to the temples, they go to the mosque, they go to the churches, or they pray to whosoever their higher deity is, and still they are enslaved by the evil entities simply because when they pray to God, when they pray to universe, they do it with some kind of wish in their mind. They don't do it from a pure heart. They don't say, oh God, I love you, and God, you love me, and I'm your child, and you're my father, you're my parent. They don't say these things, they don't feel these things. They say it because they have to survive on planet Earth, and this is a procedure that some people follow. In Hindi, it's called Karam Kand, which means daily prayers are also a part of a chore, like cleaning the house, like doing this, like doing that. That's why there are many people who, despite going to the temples, they get possessed by evil spirits and evil entities. They pray to God, but the evil entities take a hold of them, and they cannot differentiate between a real, genuine person, a genuine master, and a fake person. So these people, obviously, they do not consider their child or their family member who have gifts, who is on a spiritual mission, as a someone they should support and nurture. On the contrary, they tell them that this is all bullshit, this is nonsense, oh, you are stupid, don't focus on these things, don't think about these things, go and make some money first, prove your worth, prove your value. So this person has to figure out the real value, and that can only happen from within. With the grace of the Guru, with the grace of the Master, with the grace of the true teacher, it can be recognized and it can be taken back again, like received again. So the receiving is a very important part. So a lot of divine feminines, they are in separation with the divine masculines because they are not in the receiving mode. They don't receive love. Whenever they see love or whenever the love is there, they start acting up so much without even knowing, without even being aware. They behave in such a manner that the divine masculine gets scared of them. They start running away from them. They cannot handle all this intensity or all of this the stuff they do or the talks they do. But this also happens because when we are not 100% sure of something, or when we have not developed full mastery, we act in such a way, like I like to say we, because we are all one big family and we are together in this. So it's okay to say we over here. But from a perspective of a coach, what I have observed, what I have seen is that most divine feminines, they don't have complete, how you say, assimilation, complete internalization of what they know. So they act in a way which is opposite of a hierophant. They are themselves not 100% fully there in their soul body. So the divine masculine does not see that 100% love, though the love is there, but it's not fully there. They feel that if I go ahead with this person will really hurt me or will really reject me. So abandonment, the opposite of abandonment, that energy is rejection. So they suffer from rejection and you suffer from abandonment, and then it gets mirrored because of the presence of this toxic mental diet in the whole upbringing scenario, in the DNA template, in the junk DNA. So all the star seeds that have come here, they need to be told, or they need to know that they are special. They are not so bad. They don't need to prove their worth again and again. They can simply be themselves. They can be who they are. They can sit in one corner also and be extremely lovable. They don't have to make so many extra efforts for true love. So many of these volunteers, some of you also question, why me, what have I done? Because they have meditated a lot, or they have somehow figured it out that they have not done so many bad deeds after all, or they're not such a bad person moralistically. Then why are they going through this journey? Now obviously some are old souls, so they have the baggage of ancestral debt. Now ancestral debt does not mean that you directly did something or your ancestors also directly did something, but they could be born in a time and an era. They could be born in the dark ages. They could be born in places where people were worshipping the Satan, or people were doing all evil practices, or they were born in a time when women were really repressed, when women were simply considered a sex object or a slave or a servant of the house, rather than being born in a time and era where women were allowed to choose who they want to marry. This is a process of Swayamvar. Swayamvar used to happen in India, and it was a part of your lifestyle where the women they would do matches for the women, for the queens, for the princesses, and even for normal girls. They could choose their life partner. There was no pressure on them. Matriarchy was very respected and very healed at that time. But now in the current world, because the patriarchy is so abused, the masculine energy is so abusive on this planet, that the feminines have also become very toxic. This is like a reaction that they are giving now, and some divine feminines have witnessed a lot because of the karmics, and because of their own upbringing also, they have suffered so much at the hands of toxic femininity. So some of the souls have taken birth on planet Earth so that they can heal, they can share the pain of others, they can heal along with them, and they also heal alongside Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is also healing in this ascension journey. This ascension journey is actually for Mother Earth. For Earth we are doing all this because she is the Earth, she is the creator, she is the nurturer, she is the mother, she is the mother of the earth, she is the mother of nature, all sentient beings. She is the creator. Alright, so we are here to heal Mother Earth, and we are with her healing. Many are healing alongside the Mother Earth. So those on the ascension journey or twin flame journey, they have lacked genuine affection and they have gone through traumatic experiences. Either they could not share those experiences with the right people, or if they tried to seek help when they were children, they were given a cold shoulder. Or when they approached their parents and they talked about the person who was abusing them, they were like, oh no, that could not have happened. Or it's very shocking for them. This is why the soul sleeps away, because of trauma. The heartbreak and the breakage of their mental state, it leads to so much pain in them, so much much pain that they are shocked that, these are my own people and someone is hurting me, abusing me, molesting me, raping me, or whatever has happened with them, or simply bullying. Bullying is also not simple. There are children who have died because of bullying. So it depends on what level the bullying is happening. But whatever happens, when they approach to their guardians or their parents or anyone who's taking care of them, their caretakers, the caretakers give them a cold shoulder. They don't believe them, they don't stand by them, they just don't nurture them, they don't even have a simple hug or a kiss for them ever. It's not happening in only one scenario. It happens in various different scenarios where they are constantly abused or neglected in such a way that they completely forget the path of love. They don't know how to love themselves. They don't know how to heal themselves. This crying, this pain, this torture, this silence, it turns into wound. Now, as time passes by, the wounds also keep getting collected, but they are in the subconscious reality. And they have also been told that it's okay to get abused. Abuse is all right, or you have to cope up with it somehow. You have to find some mechanism. In many cases, the child doesn't even have an idea that they are being abused, and they are not taught the difference between inhuman torture and real affection. Sometimes they are also made to believe that fake love, which is just by some words here and there, it is also true love. So that's why they attract relationships like false twin relationships or negative soulmates, negative imprints, in such a way that they are bound or they are made to suffer at their hands. And once they cannot take this suffering and this pain anymore, then also it can lead to their awakening. Like Eckhart Tolle, who is a spiritual coach, I think, spiritual teacher, he also explains his journey in the same way. The day he could take no more was the time he started transforming. Transformation happened at that time. So these children, they suffer in the childhood and they form strong beliefs about how they don't deserve to be loved. They are forced to take up addictions, or they become addicted when a person tries to seek a type of sensation. Basically, addiction is a sensation that makes them feel safe or protected. But this is an illusion created by Maya. They realize it later on. Now, the process of energy upliftment leads to a new birth, the rebirth of your original soul consciousness while existing in the same body. For the rebirth of your soul, one has to go through the process of death. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it is written that what you consider to be life is death, and what you think death is actually life. So when you actually now in the dark night of the soul, a lot of you feel like you're dying. Some aspect of you is dying. That's why everything is so dark. But this dark night of the soul is very important, because this dark night of the soul will only lead to your actual true ascension. This twin flame ascension journey is supposed to help you get rebirth, so that your old self, which is full of fears, which is full of doubts, that dies and you are born again. And this time when you are born again, it would be permanent. It would be a permanent union of your soul. So when your twin flame ran away from you, your runner, if you are the runner or you're the chaser, you have been chasing the twin so much that it ran away, or it keeps coming back and going back again. Now you're fed up of it. You don't want it anymore. You're just so tired of it. That is called impermanent or temporary awakening, because the awakening is like the lighthouse. It keeps going on and off, on and off, on and off. And your twin will not come back to the old self of yours, or you cannot be in union with your twin flame with the old self. That old self, which is full of fears and doubts and thinking that I'm not worthy of love, that old self has to die forever. Now this loop cannot go on and on and on. For some people, this loop goes on and on and on, and they keep taking births upon births, and every life they marry a karmic, and every life they live with a karmic. In every life they choose the karmic, because they don't know how to recognize true love. Now this life and death is also connected to the programmed identity. So the programmed identity dies after all the chakras get unblocked, healed, and they have connected to your subconscious, unconscious mind. Some people say that. This shift from duality to this wholeness is called singularity. Death of the separated mind, death of the dualistic mind will finally lead to the rebirth of a singular mind, a whole and a complete person who